Sometimes when you release the pressure off the screws, it's enough to allow them to turn. You know, you're using a clamping action, so you've got a lot of force that you're playing with there. And there we go. And that scope is undamaged and looks good. There's no scratch. You know, you didn't mess it up. And that's one of the things you really want to take care of. Make sure that you don't screw up your scope and then trying to take the screws out. Now you see, this is the 5/64 drill bit, and that's the shank, and as you can see, doesn't leave much meat. In the screw area there, so you know, it's just a hit or miss whether or not the head pops off or you break your easy out or whatnot. What we're going to do now, though, is since we have a stuck screw in that part, we're going to go back to the 3/32 drill bit and see if we can't get it out. Now, sometimes, since this is a right-hand twist, when you go to drill, it'll actually spin the screw down and it'll come out the bottom. They do make left-handed drill bits. I have used those before, and they're pretty helpful, because instead of drilling to the right and screwing it down, it drills the opposite way. And of course, if the drill bit grabs, it'll spin the screw right out, and you don't have to use an easy out. Let's see how this works out here. Start off slow. As you can see, that was the exact thing that happened there. Unfortunately, I do not have a left-hand drill bit, so I will attempt to... No, that's not going to work. Let's just see what we can do with that, if we can get it out anymore. Looks like where the head broke off, it's not going to allow it to come out. So we'll flip it back around and drill from the opposite side. Obviously, drilling in that direction, we'll screw the screw down. So we'll back it out that way. We'll see if it works that way anyway. No, I don't think it's going to work. I'm not too worried about it, though. Like I said, I'm not going to use these, but you get the idea. Of course, probably maybe some needle nose. I'll get a pair of needle nose. Alright, let's see if we can't break that free enough to get it to come out there. Just go ahead and give it a little light. And there you go. Okay, got that screw out there. One problem that we have with this one, though, is the easy outs broke out in it. Aha. Okay, the easy out's no longer in it. Let's see if we can't get this one out now. Now you have to be a little bit careful when you're doing this, you know. I mean, you don't want to use too much force or bend it. You know, just work with the tool. See, you got the screw out on that one. We'll probably get the screw out with this one. Might not even have to drill it. Let's see. Nope. Look at that. Okay. We got the screw up. So we've salvaged the rings, removed the screws. This one's got a broke easy out in it. All we need to do with that is tap it out, since the scope ring's not tapped. Just use it easy out here. And that one. Okay. Well, we've salvaged them. These are Leupold steel rings, and they're quite heavy. I don't really particularly like them, but I did lap them though, so you can see. So we've salvaged it. Salvaged the rings. The most important part of this is we did not damage our scope. Now you got a little bit of rust on there. I mean, you can take your finger sometime and just, just rub it out. Oh, there's a little bit of marks from where the rings were. Now you have to remember too, these scopes are aluminum body. This part right here and here, the center section, you're clamping them with a steel ring. Obviously steel is going to give less than the aluminum. So if your rings are not exact or perfect, you can make small indentations. You may be able to feel them with your finger, you may not, but that squeezes the scope. Can cause you problems too. And the reason why you do lap the scopes, the scope rings, is so that when you lay your scope down in there, there is no torque or torsion or torque applied to it, where it squeezes it and forces it to sit in there crooked but straight at the same time. That's one thing that you don't want to do, especially with a scope like this. I don't know, this was $800 or something like that. I mean, you can ruin a scope real quick. So you want to make absolute certain that you lap your scope rings. And in another episode of Precision Long Range Hunter, I am actually going to lap scope rings, so you'll be able to watch that and learn how to do that.